Hello, happy Frequency and Flow Friday. This space is devoted to helping you raise your frequency so you can live in optimal flow. And today we are in this waxing phase in Libra. It is lighting up our life with one big cosmic lunar love increase. Where in your life or our life are we being called to choose peace over perfection? So this is really all about refinement. Libra wants harmony, not hustle. And I say this kind of laughing. I'm pre-recording this knowing that I'm going to be wrapping up or due to be wrapping up a trip at Disneyland. So it's going to be really interesting. But as this moon builds and this energy moves towards fullness, it invites us to look at relationships, commitments, inner balance, and peace. It's not asking us to fix everything, to remedy everything. It is asking us to pause, to weigh the scales, and to let something beautifully imperfect be enough. So let's tune in. I want you to think about the week that you just had. Think about the week and the weekend coming forward. We are approaching a big lunar phase here, and set the intention to raise your frequency. And for all of us, peace is where it's at. Okay, if you're choosing position 1, the card you get today is knowledge and self-cultivation. I would say if you're choosing this position, pay attention to what you're focusing on. What you focus on grows. Pay attention to what you're reading, what you're knowing, what you're literally cultivating. Maybe you go into the 8th sector of the Bagua map and you tune in there. In the Discovery Vault, there's actually a class for the, it's totally my gift to you if you have these cards, that takes you through the feng shui with the oracle messages. So you can tune into that. I could put the link there and lean into what knowledge and self-cultivation means for you, what this area means for you, and how can you raise your frequency in that area. Maybe you actually do some feng shui there. It's the bottom left-hand sector from your front door of your home, and it's good for earth. Put square shapes, put books. It's the 8th sector, so I love to put 8 books there to set the intention of what I am cultivating. And maybe you want to cultivate something peaceful, something delightful for relationships, something that brings more balance and justice to life. If you're choosing position number 2, knowledge and self-cultivation, you saw me shuffle. I'm going to choose another one from the middle of the deck. So I would say that the first position applies to you, but also we are meeting that with ceremony and ritual. And so what I would say here is to really focus on your relationships and what you're cultivating in relationships. Focus on peace in relationships, balance in relationships, and also perhaps reconnecting with your roots. And maybe if you're choosing this position versus position number 1, you're wanting to do something in cultivation with relationships. So I would also pay attention to the 2nd sector in the Bagua map, which is the back right-hand sector. That is relationships. Both sectors are earth, but maybe what you can do is do something very similar in both. Maybe you put 2 stones in each sector. Maybe you put 2 square shapes in each sector, but do something in those relationships. And again, if you're wanting to learn more about feng shui and around feng shui, there's also the feng shui in 5 offering. I can put that here if you're interested in that. But can you ritualize your home and ritualize your relationships and ritualize what's cultivating in the relationships? That's how I would say to raise your frequency. If you're choosing position 2, to focus on peace and connection in relationships and your commitments, and of course, inner relationship and inner balance. And then finally, if you're choosing position number 3, like this card, you get energy flow. So if you're choosing position number 3, I would just pay attention to how energy is flowing through and in your home. I would pay attention feng shui wise to the mouth of the chi, the mouth of the energy source, which is the front door. Just this morning, I swept my front door. I cleaned it up, moved the leaves away. I chipped away at some dead floweries and on my rose bush and made space for more energy to come in. So pay attention to how energy is flowing in your space, in your life. Energy does what we tell it to. It also can never be destroyed, but it can be transformed. So can you direct the flow of energy? Can you think about intending the flow of energy? I would pay attention to your front door. I would pay attention to your home. If you can imagine that energy moves from the front door, this really turned out to be a feng shui Friday, didn't it? But you look at how energy moves through your front door, you want it to move like a river, like a flowy stream, not necessarily like crashing waves. So pay attention to that too. And remember, energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Think of it as when you're in, a really messy, cluttery place, you clean it up and it feels really different because energy flows very different. So how is energy flowing in and out of your life? And can you create something beautiful? Raise the frequency by shifting the energy to flow in a beautiful way. I'm sending you so much love. Have a happy full moon. And I hope that your weekend is full of peace and recalibration. Ciao.